What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Welcome to another Tekken 8 beta breakdown. This time it's Paul Phoenix, my man. Could literally be my man in Tekken 8. So not a very good game for Mishima so far in general. Kazuya and Jin, don't like them too much. But it's the complete opposite with Paul, Brian, and for example someone like King. Like, I don't want to be too bogged down in the negative stuff. Like, let's talk about the super positive stuff. Paul and Brian have never been cooler than they are in this game. Like Paul, once you remove a Karen haircut, which I think actually hurt his popularity, like in closed network test, I remember seeing in the usage data, it was around the middle of a pack. And this is usually the guy that's at #1. But again, it's just a closed network test. We'll see what the beta looked like. But just seeing that old hair, seeing his joy and enthusiasm in the intros, win poses, gets me so hyped. And then his gameplay, just like Brian and King, nuanced in the best ways possible. Much more fun to play than their Tekken 7 counterpart. And it's not that they made them stronger, it's that they fleshed out their identity, gave them more nuance, made them more fun to play, and gave them fun, new, engaging mix-ups without ruining what is the core character. And that's how you do it. That's how you improve on a character. And I was so happy with Paul and Brian. And his characters I really love playing in Tekken 7. And then you gave me an even better version of them in this game. And I might main Paul and Brian in Tekken 8. The way it looks right now, it just has to be said that this is a beta we played, right? So a lot of stuff can change. But I'm just saying, for now, it's just, I'm so happy with these characters. So again, let's not get bogged down in negativity. Let's look at the positive stuff in Tekken 8. Well, I'm talking balancing now, because everything looks super positive. Content, graphics, netcode, like, it looks amazing. But I'm talking strictly about the characters and their balancing. And again, I do not have access to the beta, sorry. This is recorded after the weekend. So I'm just going to look at some footage of me playing the beta here and doing a little improvised breakdown of Paul here. On the stream, and there you saw you press 1+2 and he charges up a death fist, and it can, if you charge long enough, it's unblockable. So this is a fun little mind game they've added to Paul, and he will usually, or a lot here, he will test your patience. It has to be said, he remains Paul. In Tekken 7, like, he's very solid and strong, he's an 8 here, but you're probably like, oh my god, isn't he super duper good? Why isn't he seen in competitive play? Why is it always Cooney and Fengwei, for example? It's because those characters have amazing poking, low commitment. Tekken 7 is a lot about the goddamn poking. His poking, the lows are good, but the mids are not all that, and the jab is kind of weak. And he has no real cheese. I know you think I'm crazy, but I promise you, if you become like super good at this game, you realize more and more that he's not BS. But when you're a beginner intermediate, he can seem super BS, but he really isn't. He's not Cooney. And what Paul excels at is counter hit and you pressing into him. No BS strings, like no BS really. It's just like, I have better timing than you. Boom, Paul really shines. So that's why you don't see him too much in tournaments. It's due to the poking stuff, you know, and being able to, you have to play so honest, you know, and rely on single hit counter hits. And he remains the exact same in this game. They just gave him more interesting single hit moves, like the new up for 2 that's very plus on, it's a high that's very plus on block, heat engager. And then you have a mid homing heat engager that's safe on block at like -8, I think, or -9. So yeah, he has super good heat engagers, but again, you have to land that single hit. And then the amazing mind games he has. And I love this glass. You see the glass shatter effect here on his guard break? So here. Bagoosh. I love this effect. So as soon as he breaks your... You know how a lot of... there's a lot of characters in Heat, they just threaten you with a 50-50. Paul can do that. He can threaten you with the enhanced Demo Man, you know. I'll kick your ass, 1,000,000 damage. He can death fist you. But he also has access to these timing mind games with guard breaks. So he can do down 1, charge 2. He can, of course, let go at any point to counter it you if I think you're going to press. But he also has back to 1. And both of these, if you block them when they're fully charged, they glass shatter effect. They break your guard, and now he gets a 12-frame attack for free. So either a shoulder or back 1/2. And of course, if you're at the wall, you know, that's going to add up. So I really love those mind games, by the way. And also, when there you see the new up for 2. It's very plus on block. Still has quarter circle back 2. For space control and +1 on block, counter hit launcher. But it has to be... my poor finger, I hit the microphone. I hope your ears didn't shatter. But it has to be said that they nerfed his space control a little... Well, they removed back 1. You know, you could just do the 12 frame like this. Bitch slap them for a homing move. Just to check them. But now you still have quarter circle back 4. You still have forward 4. But that quick slap was pretty damn good. And they also removed up back 2. I don't know why they changed this move so much. They made it useless. I'm going to demonstrate it soon in the background here, I think. It's no longer a counter hit launcher. And it's no longer homing. So I'm like, but what the hell is anyone going to use it for? Don't you love that forward 2? I love that move. I think, is it a 14 frame? Startup. It's a 14 frame. So it can be used as a 14 frame punish. Or you know his new attack, the knee, down forward 4. Safe on block. I think it's like, is it even -2 on block or something? If that counter hits, he gets 14 frames. So you can do forward 2. You get that for free. Or at the wall, you down forward 4 counter it, and you get back 1 too. And that's, of course, a heat engager, the coolest one he has, I would say. Super sick. So many sick new animations. This is a new stance that a lot of people don't know about. It's quarter circle forward, and when you tap down forward, and he does that, and you can do his failed somersault that he usually only had from holding a crouch for like forever. So that's super awesome. And he has an actually pretty potent mix-up. He can do a low from there that has 1,000,000 reach. Doesn't do anything spectacular. I think I'm going to show it soon. Or he can do mid strings that are natural. So basically, it's the 2 final hits of his old quarter circle back 3-1 or quarter circle back 3-3. And they're both naturals. They're both naturals, you see? And I love this, his new wall combo. They've actually added execution to Paul. And you might have seen in Tekken 7 on big boys like Kuma, Jack, Gigas, his wall combo is jab into Death Fist. That doesn't scale too much because it hits low on the wall for 50%. Takes execution to do. And it's now his max damage wall combo on everyone. And you can actually do, if you're super gifted with execution, and something to strive for if you're a Paul player in this game, you can even do free kick 2, back sway, tap up to cancel, Death Fist. You can do that on big boys in Tekken 7, but it's not. You can do it on everyone now. So there's an incentive to grow your execution with this character in Tekken 8. And that does absurd amounts of damage, so you are very much rewarded. So this is the new stance low, which has a ton of reach. I think I'm going to demonstrate it now. See the reach? Look. That's quarter circle forward 3, which already has a lot of reach. And counter it Demo Man, right? Very good main man for demonstrating that. The new low has even more reach due to that stance. So very interesting. You see so much reach. I'm even like blown away seeing it here. But it's neutral on hit, which is still pretty decent. And here we see the failed somersault. Such a funny move. So cool having it actually viable in the moveset now. And Paul still has ultimate tackle with its options. And this actually stands out more in terms of identity now because they removed the generic ultimate tackle. You know, you running onto someone, dropping onto them, pop, pop, pop. That's gone. So now a few characters have it dedicated in their move list and it just stands out that much more. So again, it's just very, very positive. Don't you love it? You just put Paul back in his old gi, the old hair, and everything is just 100%. So again, a new stance with really cool options, but still fall in line with his identity. And it's like, that's just value. And sidestep free still counter hits for a free shoulder, as you can see. Oh, and this is interesting because a lot of Paul players objected to the network test change of turning this jumping knee into a launcher. If you know this knee in Tekken 7, it's -9 on block and throws them very far away, and you can get a death fist. It's a little bit strict, but you can get a death fist. You can also get standing 4 into 4-4-2-1 and hope to get a wall. But in the network test, for some reason, they made it -12 on block and a launcher. And it's like, well, Paul doesn't need this. Paul needs to stay safe. So we reverted it actually back to -9. So that's the old block property, classic. But what they did on hit is very interesting. I think I'm going to demonstrate it soon here. So any day now, main man, here we go. And drops it, even though it's very easy. So gives knockdown into a free death fist with some, you know, unscaled. No, very little scaling. So 58 damage. And then on counter hit, now you get a launch into big damage. And there's the low hitting death fist that will now connect on every single character. So that's also new for this game. And I really like that, you know, high damage, high execution, rewarded for execution and precision. So here we see a guard break again. And of course, this is only accessible in heat and eats up your heat bar. And you have the enhanced demo man, that's his heat smash in heat. That's only -12 on block with a lot of reach. Doesn't need to clean hit, right? And then he also has basically a super death fist. Very strong death fist when he's in heat. Very disgusting. So it's like, well, when he's not in heat, yeah, death fist is disgusting. But when he's in heat, you have to be very careful when you play against Paul. So this is for back to 1, you see. So this is guaranteed after a guard break. He gets 12 frames. But of course, if you try and challenge Paul, he can choose not to delay and just throw it in your face. So very interesting mind game there, where you can interrupt him. You can also sidestep this stuff. So you have options as a defender. Probably parryable as well, obviously. So here's the enhanced death fist. You'll notice that's a normal death fist, you know, -17 on block with pushback. Normal. Yes. But then enhanced that. So there's super death fist. You also notice that he does 2 different screams when he death fists. The normal one has a less enthusiastic one. And sorry, I don't have audio, so sorry. But next time you play this game in January, you'll notice that when he does the super death fist, he shouts that much louder. Which, oh my god, it's so great. But you saw that it's -13 on block. You see, -13 on block with pushback. So for all intents and purposes, safe against most characters. But of course, on hit, it's disgusting. High damage, and you see that? Just like his Tekken 7 Rage Drive Death Fist. And he can just run in, and it's a combo. And it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. And of course, you know, in Tekken 7, when he's in rage, he has access to 1 big death fist. If you use a heat engager here, I think if you can do it 3 times before you run out of heat. Granted, the Tekken 7 Rage Drive Death Fist is stronger on block, obviously. But still, this is one strong option to have. I believe this is me demonstrating it again. And he has really cool combos that are fun to do. And I just love his ender, the suplex ender, while running 2. Does a lot of damage and sets up some nice Oki. And his throw game is still there. 2 break, 1 break, 1+2 break. And in general, so that's a staple combo. So you do a launch, that's the suplex, it's so cool. So launch, core circle forward 1, down forward 4, free 2, back sway, shoulder, 1+2. So again, you can do this wall combo if you want for Oki. But that's going to be the strongest wall combo, jab, death fist. And again, now strongest if you have the execution, free 2, cancel death fist. And I do believe you can do the new string as well while standing 1-2 backsway death fist. Maybe that does even more. Can't test it out as I don't have Tekken 8, unfortunately. And that's up back 2, the new one, which is not homing and does not counter at launch. So I don't know what the utility is for that now. And of course, back 1 has no homing property anymore. So space control now is core circle back and forward 4. But you used to have a lazy 12-frame bitch slap, right? So that's a little bit of a difference. Core circle back 1 still +1 on block. Very strong. Still leads to a counter hit combo for gigantic damage. Again, with a demo that does more. That's the heat smash. So that's forward 4 when you're homing. Over here we can see what it is on block, as I did not remember. It doesn't have that much reach. -8 on block. But again, this is a mid that evades lows, but is -8 on block, homing heat engager. That's not a bad move. And they did nerf it, which was good, because that move was like, in the network test, I think that was like -2 on block. It was really dumb. So now Paul actually gives up his turn. So Paul, very strong in heat. Down for 2 remains the same. Down for 2 is still as spammable, still beats jabs, very strong. So here's the heat smash. You saw I could stand really far away and it would still connect. So there's no clean hit property needed, like his demo man, the normal demo man. So here we see the heat one again. Throw game still intact. And I think I'm just doing a recap right now. I think so. But yeah, it's like Paul looks amazing. Never looked better. Love the enthusiasm. Love personality. I've always really liked Paul, but he's better now, I think. And I love the bike. I'll win for you. New stance is awesome. The new moves are awesome. The new combo enders are awesome while running 2. He's super fun in heat. Love the guard break mechanic. Everything, he's very solid. He's very fair. It's still Paul. You just made him more fun. You made him cooler. Yeah, I could very well see myself main Paul in Tekken 8. And I feel pretty much the same about Brian. So hats off to Brian and Namco. Great job. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little breakdown here on Tekken 8 Paul. And I hope you have a great day. Take care.